Where is Jimmy Hoffa buried? Where's all your money buried? Michael, did you ever kill anybody? Who did you fear the most on the street, Michael? Let me tell you this. Hey everyone, welcome to another sit down with Michael Franzese. Hope everybody is doing well. It is Friday, September 25th, heading into a weekend. Kind of a big weekend for me. It's my son's birthday, my oldest boy. I think he's going to be 42, making me old. But anyway, it'll be a fun weekend. We'll have the whole family over, big gathering, going to cook up some special stuff. Maybe I'll send you a recipe, some special Italian stuff that we make. But it'll be a good weekend. Hope the same for all of you. So what are we going to do today? I'm going to answer some questions. Again, we go through all the comments and the questions that we get on all the social media platforms. Try to get the most consistent ones. And the ones I'm going to deal with today are not only the questions we get on social media, but the questions that I get all the time, every time I'm on a speaking engagement and I open it up for a Q&A. You can almost bet your house on the fact that I'll get these three questions. Then I'm going to add one more. First one. Where is Jimmy Hoffa buried? People, I've kind of made reference to this, a few times that I had a little inside information on it. I want to be honest with you. I'm not going to be the guy that says I know where Hoffa's body is and I got it all down pat and all that. That's not the case. But I do have some insight into it. Some people said to me, Michael, you should be sharing this so that the family can get some peace, some closure on it. This is not going to give them closure. The only time you're going to get closure on this is if Jimmy Hoffa's body was found, and I'm not the guy that can lead you to it. I don't think anybody can lead you to it. I don't think Jimmy's body will ever be found. Based upon information and knowledge that I have, I believe that's it. So let me tell you what happened. A couple of years back, Frankie G, Frankie G, my loyal guy, crew guy, he called me up and he said, Mike, somebody just got home from prison, an old friend of yours. He was an associate of the family, good guy, did a lot of time in prison. He needs to see it's something very important. So I go into New York from California and I sit down with him. His name is Peter. I'm not going to give you anything more than that. And he tells me, Michael, I got a message from somebody in prison. I spent a lot of time with him. He knows you well. He trusts you. He never wanted to give this information out, but he asked me to relay this to you. And he said, if there's any way at any point in time that you can do anything with it, whether it be a documentary, television, something, and a little money can fall his way, he trusts you to make it happen. He knows that you're the guy. And this guy, Peter, said the same thing. I said, so Peter, tell me the story. He tells me the story. It made a lot of sense to me because it fit in with the information that I already had and I already knew with respect to Hoffa's disappearance. So I said, Peter, do me a favor, because Peter was old and he was kind of sickly. And I just had a feeling he wasn't going to last that long. So I said, everything that you have, I want you to put it down on tape. I want you to record it and give it to me. And I'll decide at some point in time whether or not I want to use it. And before I finish, let me make this straight. Frank Sheerhan, the Irishman, absolutely 1,000% did not kill Hoffa. That was a fabricated story. He said it was a deathbed confession. He happened to have a book coming out at the same time. That story has been debunked. Not only that I know that personally, but if you go on and you look at Frank Sheerhan lies, just Google it, you'll see, everybody from the FBI to credible sources have debunked that. He did not kill Hoffa, nor did he kill Joey Gallo. Absolutely not. And that I know for a fact. My family, my era, I knew what happened back then. So Peter puts this all down on tape. And I want to tell you this, I have the tape. I haven't done anything with it yet because, again, I don't want to be like all these other guys. How many guys have said, hey, I know where Hoffa's buried? As a matter of fact, there was one guy, I believe, led the FBI to a house in Detroit. They bulldozed the whole house because he told them Hoffa's body was there. Bulldozed the entire house. They said it was good information. Nothing was found. And everybody that's come forward since, nothing was found. It was almost like Geraldo Rivera's empty safe. Remember when he opened up the safe that allegedly Al Capone had something special in there? There was nothing in there. That's what's happened with Hoffa. Everything the same, and I'm certainly not going to follow in that track. But I will tell you this. The tapes do make sense. I believe that the shooter is still alive. I'm going to tell you this. He's not a made guy. He wasn't one of us. He was given the order. Extremely capable guy. I knew the guy, and it was just a good, solid man. And he's doing probably life in prison. I don't think he'll ever get to come home. But I'll make a decision at some point in time if I want to release this information. I will tell you this. I know that the order came out of New York, and it was a boss in New York that gave the order for Hoffa to go. I think you understand the story. Hoffa just didn't want to play ball. He was told to relax and go away. Didn't want to do it. He got a little bit out of hand. As a result, he lost his life. The order did come out of New York. I know that for a fact. I know who gave the order. And maybe now at this point in time, I know who the executioner was, at least one of them. But I will tell you this. According to this information, which is information that I had from years ago, they're never going to find his body. It's wet. That's all I can tell you, where the body is, and I doubt they'll ever find it. I did have somebody approach me that said they wanted to take this and do a whole documentary. They would have even spent a lot of money to hire whoever they needed to hire to, to track the approximate location where we believe the body could be. I didn't want to go that route, so I'm just answering that question. He's not in the Meadowlands. Frank Sheerhan didn't do it, and every other story that you heard is all false. Maybe one day it'll come to pass. But again, this is not closure for the family. So I'm not holding out, being a bad guy because I don't want that to happen. I just don't want to be, a guy that comes up with a story and then we can't really back it up, because without the body, what does it mean? It doesn't mean anything. So that's it. That's the Jimmy Hoffa deal. I do have the tapes. Maybe one day, on YouTube, I'll let you hear them. Who knows? We'll see what happens in the future. That's number one. Second, where's all your money buried? Michael, people, listen, I had a lot of money in foreign bank accounts. We made a lot of money, several $1 million a week. It sometimes was 5 to 8. Sometimes we made 12 million. Sometimes we made 4, but it averaged out 5 to 8, 6 to 10 million, somewhere around that every week for quite some time. You know that the Russians were my partners. And the reason I'm saying that, because I've heard some talk about the Russians. I want you to understand this. When I left and went away to prison, Rizzo, my co-defendant, and my partner had become snitch. And he gave up the whole gas scam that he and I had put together. And again, were there others in the business? Yes, there were. But I don't think anybody did it as well as we did, because we were supplying so many of the other guys, including gas pipe and including a lot of the Russians. But other people did know how to do it. I think we did it better than anybody, and we made probably more money than anybody. I had 3 Russian partners: Markowitz, Bogatin, and Lev Persits. When I left to go away to prison, and Rizzo had already done his thing, I told these guys, I said, look, let me tell you how this goes. You're going to have to answer to somebody else now, because they were loyal to me. I said, there's other guys in the family you're going to have to answer to. They didn't want to do that. They said, no, Mr. Mike, we're loyal to you. They were the best partners I ever had. I'm telling you right now, I love these guys. We made a lot of money together. They were loyal to me. They were smart, intelligent, Russian guys. When you got good ones, man, you got good ones. We made a lot of money together. I never hurt these guys. They never hurt me. They were stand up. Love those guys. They were my only 3 partners. I dealt with some of the others, but only on the basis that we sold them product. That was it. So I don't know if I really answered the question, but with respect to where was all my money, we had money in foreign accounts, no question about it. The government took a lot out of me. I had a $15 million restitution. I had $33 million in a bank in Austria that Rizzo and I had the numbers on. He ended up giving them up when he turned snitch, so we lost all of that. And look, all I can tell you is this. If there's money in foreign banks, because they say they are, I doubt I'll ever get to use it, but we'll see what happens in the future. So that's the end of that. Hopefully you got that. We put that to bed. Third question, which is troubling to me. I don't understand what maybe I'm wrong, maybe the fascination, maybe that's the wrong word to use. I don't know what it is, but people ask me, Michael, did you ever kill anybody? People want to know that all the time. They're bold about asking that question. Again, I guess it's probably a legitimate question. I don't know. It's not something I like to answer. But people, let me explain to this. I was a made guy. I took an oath. I became a soldier in that family, later a capo regime. I know some people make fun of the term. That's the term. And we use that term. Maybe outsiders didn't. We did. I had to do what I had to do when I was asked or told to do it, ordered to do it. I had to do what I had to do. let's just leave it at that. I don't talk about it. I don't have immunity for any violent crimes that I may or may not have been involved in. I'm not admitting to anything, but I was a made guy and I spent a lot of time in that life. And you got to prove yourself. You got to be qualified in people's eyes. So, you figure it out, people. That's all I can tell you. And I don't like to answer this question because what does it prove? I said this once before. I've spoken to people in the military who have gone overseas, people that fought in World War II, people that fought in Vietnam. They never like to talk about any of the violent acts they committed. None of them. And these are war veterans. These are people that did some damage in defense of their country. They don't want to talk about it. So you're going to like me more if I tell you I was a tough guy? I don't know. I was a made guy. You figure it out from there. That's all I can tell you. Last question. People ask all the time, who did you fear the most on the street, Michael? And they always point to Roy DeMeo. I think some of you know who Roy DeMeo is. He had a pretty tough crew. He was known for being a violent guy. Supposedly he killed, 50, 60, 100 people. I don't know what it was. And I never believed those numbers because I know half the time they're not accurate. You read it in the media. The government, makes estimates or assumptions. I don't believe any of that, but there's no question about it. He was a pretty violent guy. I had no fear of Roy DeMeo. Why would I fear Roy DeMeo? First of all, Roy DeMeo got straightened out after me. I was made before him. I'm a made guy. Nobody's going to touch a made guy. Let me tell you this. When you're a made guy, nobody's going to lay a hand on you. Nobody's going to abuse you. Nobody's going to shake you down. Nobody's going to extort you. You die for that in that life. So what do I have to fear Roy DeMeo or anybody else like that for? I don't have anybody to fear. But I will tell you this, you know who I was in fear of? I was in fear of my boss. If I made a mistake and I would suffer severe consequences for it, yeah, I would worry about that. That's why I told the line. I did what I was supposed to do in that life. I didn't step out of bounds because I didn't want to have to fear anybody. So hopefully, that answers it all. And people, again, let me tell you this. I want to make it very clear. I walked away from that life. I'm not glorifying it when I talk about it. I'm telling you the way it is. When I tell you something, you can take it to the bank with respect to that life. Now, are there things about that life that I miss? Yes, I'm being honest. The camaraderie I had with my guys. I got your back, you got mine. We were this kind of brotherhood together. Yeah, I miss that. That was, was a good part of the life, to have that kind of relationship with men. There's nothing more powerful than a relationship among guys that's real and genuine when you got each other's back. And that's what that life allegedly was built on. Was it always that way? No. But I want to be honest with you too. I am a person of faith. And, we serve an amazing God. And he's able to replace that camaraderie I had with the fellowship that I have with many of my brothers in Christ. And I mean that, and it's important. I have a good relationship, a solid relationship with a lot of guys that share my faith. We keep each other accountable. When one guy gets down, we kind of pick him up. That's very important in life. And for those of you that have joined my crew, my community on my website, michaelfranzese.com, you'll see that's what it's all about. It's about encouraging one another, lifting people up, bringing some positive stuff into their lives because we got a lot of stuff on a daily basis that we're dealing with right now. And a lot of it is very difficult. A lot of people are suffering, struggling, a lot of challenges going on, especially through this whole, COVID-19 deal. And, it's good to lift each other up. It's important. We need to do that. We're in some very tough times right now. We're going into more tough times with this election coming up. Who knows what this world is going to look like, what the United States is going to look like in the next couple of months, couple of years. We don't know. We got to lift each other up. Together we're strong. You young kids, I'm always talking to you directly because I really have a heart for kids. I got 7 of my own. I got 6 grandchildren. I don't want to see any of you in trouble, and I've seen too much of it over the past 25 years. You kids got to straighten yourselves out. I'm telling you right now. That's it for today. Hope we answered a couple of questions, and I know I'll get a lot of comments on this. That's okay. Keep them coming. For all of my followers, thank you so much. We're over 175,000 already subscribers, and we keep growing every day. And I promise you, we're going to give you some great content that's coming up. COVID is starting to ease down over here. I got some great interviews coming up. You're going to really enjoy it. Some pretty prominent people. And I'm going to be interviewing people that came back from a rough situation. I just don't want to interview Hollywood people and tell me your story. You can watch that on television, watch them in the movies. People that struggled in their life and have been able to overcome it, like myself, very fortunate. And for all you people out there with challenges and struggles, you can overcome it. If I was able to do it, you can do it. If God can forgive me, and I believe He has, okay, because my heart is sincere, He'll also forgive you. So that's it for today. MichaelFranzese.com. Join the community. Okay, we're growing over 5,000 people already. Inner Circle, you get a lot more of me. Given a lot of consultation and advice to a lot of people, and I think it's been very beneficial to them. I'm enjoying it. So that's it. We'll see you again Monday. You don't know if it's going to be Mob Movie Monday or Mob Story Monday. I'm going to keep you guessing until then. Okay, have a great weekend. Be safe. Be healthy. See you next time. And God bless.